So last month, everybody was excited about season 3 of Love on the Spectrum, and every year, ever since that first season came out, and for some of the people who watch like Love on the Spectrum Australia, people enjoy watching these people who are on the spectrum, who are neurodivergent, find love because they're very honest. And something that I've loved about people loving the show is that I have a older brother who is special needs. We didn't always know that he was autistic. He didn't get diagnosed as autistic until he was about 21, because people who are special needs can go to high school for longer. And so he was born in the 80s. We always called him like special, but he's nonverbal. And they just kind of explained it when he was born, like, oh, his head is too small for his body. And then I have a niece who has Down syndrome. And so watching the show, it is special to me because other people get to see how we view these people as full human beings who are dynamic, who have personalities. So that is something that I love about people loving the show. People are really getting into it this season, and I even saw some TikToks where people were creating skits with their favorite cast members. And for me, as somebody who has special needs family members, it was kind of a like, how do I feel about that? Because there is this nuance of like, once you start seeing people as human beings, they can also be made fun of. And sometimes people, whether they're like deaf or in a wheelchair or whatever, they actually welcome being made fun of because that makes them feel more normal. And I could tell in some of the TikToks that I saw that they just were like, genuinely, they liked the two castmates and just were creating scenarios in which they were like talking to each other. And so that's the interesting nuance that can come from, normalizing the different ways people exist in the world. Now, one thing that I worry about is like, is this going to affect your behavior going forward? The people who love this show, oh, I wish I could date like them because they're so honest. If they like brunettes, then they want brunettes. If they like this, then they like this. If they like that, then they like that. And they are very stringent about it. But I feel like when I watch certain people's videos commenting on the people from Love on the Spectrum, I feel like some people see them as cartoon characters more than humans. And so that has a detachment in which when you go into the real world and you might work with a person who is neurodivergent, work with a person who has autism, work with a person who maybe has Down syndrome, work with a person, even if you expand out into like people who are in wheelchairs, people who are deaf, are you using the humanity that you see in the people in this show and applying it to your coworkers or to the people that you meet in real life and treating them better because of it? Because I feel like I am blessed to have my brother and I'm blessed to have my niece because it allows me to see the world in a different way. And through my life and working in, the workplace and in different spaces where, you can tell that they're different, people don't always treat them well because of their difference. And so I want to ask people to think about, you love Love on the Spectrum, but do you love the people? Like, do you love who they are and how they can show up in the world in proximity to you? And will you treat them better now when you meet them? That is my worry. Like, it's cool to be like, oh, I love this person, I love that person, they're so cute, but they're not children, they're adults. And I feel like there's like this love for them, but also infantilization and creating like they're a character on a show, not a like actual human being in the world. And so that's what I hope that is a takeaway from people watching Love on the Spectrum, is that you'll actually treat people better that you meet. And not even like going all the way to how much autism shows up in those people. There are people who are masking every day and they might just have like a few quirks, but you still treat them differently when you interact with them in the real world. And so I really want people to assess how you will treat people, because I've always wanted to be like, can we do like workshops or something? Because I was a manager and there was a guy who I could tell had autism, but if he doesn't tell people, he, you know, hippa hippa. But if he doesn't tell people, he doesn't have to tell people, and I can't tell people that I know he has autism, and I treated him accordingly, you know, with, you know, respecting him, and but also knowing that his difference maybe needed to be catered to in a different way from a management standpoint. But it kind of annoyed me that people just treated him as a weird person. And so I just hope better for our future, and this TV show is going to encourage people to just, you know, improve their behavior with people with differences in the world.